Welcome to this week's edition of Uvaga Uvaga. We are coming to you once again from the museum. This week's episode is brought to you by efcUnited, one football club united. This week we will discuss the third nation that will not make it to the 2026 World Cup. Trinidad and Tobago. Situated between North America and South America, Trinidad and Tobago is an island nation in the Caribbean archipelago. The country is made up of two major islands, Trinidad, the most populous island, and Tobago, the smaller and less populated of the two main islands. TNT, as the small island nation of 1.4 million inhabitants is commonly known, is located 7 miles north of the South American country, Venezuela. TNT's location in the oil-rich Gulf of Paria has turned the nation into an economy that is heavily dependent on oil exports. 40% of TNT's GDP and 80% of its exports are derived from petroleum, while only 5% of employment is derived from oil and gas. Several Carib and Arawak-speaking indigenous groups inhabited the islands of Trinidad and Tobago long before European colonization. Today, the islands of TNT are a melange of people with African, Indian, and mixed ancestry. Oddly enough, it is the petroleum industry that has had one of the greatest cultural influences on Trinidad and Tobago and the image of the Soca Warriors. Many moons ago, some organic matter was trapped under rocks, and when compressed and heated, it decomposed under anaerobic conditions, and this weird stuff that we commonly refer to as oil or petroleum was born. Numerous people around the world wanted this black gold as it made for a cheap and efficient source of energy. A few guys acquired a few ships and steel barrels to ship the crude oil in, and the rest is history, as they say. Well, not exactly. As it turns out, there were a lot of discarded steel barrels just sitting around, and someone came up with the grand idea of fashioning the top of a steel barrel into one of the world's most unique and innovative instruments. Over time, steel pans were used in calypso music. As the popularity of calypso started to wane in the 1970s, a revivalist form of calypso that we today know as soca was born. The fast-paced and energy of carnival dancers seemingly inspire the Soca Warriors as they weave through defenses with the ball at their feet with precision, elegance, and skill. The warrior spirit of the indigenous inhabitants still lives on soccer pitches across TNT. This small island made its first appearance at the World Cup in 2006. Though small in size, their fighting spirit propelled them into the spotlight and had fans all across the globe rooting for the energetic and exciting Soca Warriors. The team has come close to qualifying for the World Cup on 2 other occasions, but has had difficulty getting back to the big show. With an expanded field of 48 teams in CONCACAF being awarded 6 slots, Trinidad and Tobago has a slim chance of making it to the World Cup in 2026. With Canada, Mexico, and the USA automatically qualifying as hosts, TNT will have to fight for one of the 3 remaining spots. They will face tough competition from El Salvador, Honduras, and Haiti for a spot in the World Cup, but Jamaica, Panama, and Costa Rica are the odds-on favorites to make it to the World Cup in the last 3 CONCACAF slots. But of course, we will not know for sure until the games are played. That's why we play the game. The beauty of the World Cup is that it is always filled with surprises. Even in qualifying matches, there are always surprises. Perhaps if the fans cheer a little harder and the players dig a little deeper, TNT can grind their way into the 2026 World Cup. Once you're in, anything is possible. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Uvaga Uvaga, brought to you by efcUnited.